This is the fourth video of the topic series Ratio and Proportion. In this video, we are going to discuss about generating formulas. The first part of this session, we are going to learn how to form direct proportion formulas. From these examples, let's try to understand. The first example says, X is directly proportional to Y. You have to understand this statement clearly. X is directly proportional to Y. Then they have given some additional information. X equals to 3 when Y equals to 15. Let's see what are the uses and how to perform the answers in this question. The first part of the question is, write a formula for Y in terms of X. Then part B, find the value for Y when X equals to 20, and part C, find the value for X when Y equals to 45. Right, let's start from here. They mention X is directly proportional to Y. In that case, you can say Y equals to K times of X. This is the way of writing, because they mention Y is directly proportional to Y. If it is direct proportion, you can say Y is equals to K times of X. Right. Then you can understand this. Y terms are there. X term is over here. But there is something new term added to this expression K. This is called the additional constant which generates in this equation, and we need to find the value for K. That is the usual pattern of doing this question. Right. How to find this value for K? To find this value K, they have given this information. We use this information to find the value for K. That is the way of doing this question. Then what you need to do, in this equation Y equals to Kx, replace Y with 15 and X with 3. Then what do you get? 15 equals to 3K. If you want to get K, what you need to do? 15 has to be divided by 3. Therefore, K is equals to 5. Then you can write the equation Y equals to 5K. Sorry, 5X. The equation is Y in terms of X. There are no other terms. So this is the final answer for this question. Right. Now you know the equation. We use this equation to find the rest of the answers. They have given find the value for Y when X equals to 20. Our equation is Y equals to 5X. As I mentioned here, we use this equation to find the rest of the answers. Then Y equals to 5X when X equals to 20. What is that answer? If you replace 20 here, 5 into 20, the Y become 100. Right. Part C. Find the value for X when Y equals to 45. Then you can replace Y instead of 45 here, and you can get this answer. 45 equals to 5X. Therefore, X is equals to 45 divided by 5. That is equals to 9. That is the answer for X. If you come up with this example, Y is directly proportional to square of X. Read these questions clearly. When X equals to 5, Y equals to 50, the part A, write a formula for Y in terms of X. Part B, find the value for Y when X equals to 8. Part C, find the value for X when Y equals to 72. Let's try to understand, right? We can write Y equals to, they mention, square of X. Then we can write K times of X squared. Right? You can get it. Y is directly proportional to square of X, Kx squared. Then we need to find the value for K over here. Right? How to find the value for K over here? They have given the information X equals to 5 when Y equals to 50. That means what you need to do? You can replace Y with 50 and X with 5. We know that 50 equals to, what is the value for 5 squared? That is 25. Then you can find the value for K is equal to 50 into 5 squared is 25, divided, bring to other side is division 25. K equals to 50 divided by 25, that is 2. Then you can write the equation as Y equals to 2x squared. Where K is 2, therefore you can write Y equals to 2x squared, right? Then we use that equation to find the rest of the answers in B and C. They mention find the value for Y when X equals to 8. Then you can write, you can replace 8 instead of x over here. Y equals to 2 times of 8 squared. That is 8 squared is 64 into 2 is 128. Okay. Then part C, find the value for x when y equals to 72. Sorry. Then you can replace 72 equals to 2x squared. Then you can say if you brought this 2 to other side, 72 divided by 2 is 36. X squared is 36. Then how do you get x? If x squared is 36, we have to get the square root of 36. What is the square root of 36? That is 6. That is the answer for this. Okay. The next question. Y is directly proportional to the cube of x when x equals to 5 and y equals to 375, right? Then the same formats we need to find. Write the formula for y in terms of x is part A. Part B is find the value for y when x equals to 8. And part C, find the value for x when y equals to 24, right? Since y is directly proportional to cube of x, you can write y equals to k times of x cube. Y equals to k times of x cube because it's a cube of x, right? Then we can write y equals to kx cube. We need to find the value for k. How do you find the value for k? They have given when x equals to 5, y equals to 375, right? Then you can say you can replace 375 instead of y and 5 instead of x here. Then 5 cube is 125. If you brought this 125 turn up to 375 divided by 125, that is 3. Then your equation turn up into y equals to 3x cube. That is the proportional equation, right? Then they ask find the value for y when x equals to 8. Then you can replace x instead of 8 instead of x. Then you can write y equals to 3 8 cube. That is 1536. That is the answer for y, right? The next part is we need to find the value for x when y equals to 24, right? Okay. Then you can say y is 24, 3x cube. So this should be cube. I think there's a small mistake over here. This should be not squared, it should be cube, right? Right. Then we can say if you brought this tree to other side, 24 divided by 3, that is 8. Then we need to get the cubic root of 8. We know that 8 is 2 into 2 into 2, 2 to the power 3. Therefore, x answer is 2. The cubic root of 8 is 2. The next question. Y is directly proportional to root of x, or sometimes they can call you square root of x, right? When x equals to 36 and y equals to 30, right? Write a formula for y in terms of x. Find the value for y when x equals to 100. Find the value for x when y equals to 25, right? Then you can say y is k times of root x, square root of x. Then we need to find the value for k. How do you find the value for k? They have given when x equals to 36, y value is 30. Then you can replace y is 30 and x is 36. Then square root of 36 is 6. Then you can say k is equals to 30 divided by, if you brought this 6 to the other side, divide by 6. 30 divided by 6 is 5. Then the equation turn up into y equals to 5 root x, right? Then we use this equation to find the rest of these answers, right? Then they have given when find the value for y when x equals to 100. So if you replace 100 instead of x, what do you get? Y equals to 5, the square root of 100. Square root of 100 is how much, children? That is 10. 5 into 10 is 50, right? Then you can write y equals to 5 square root of x. We need to find x when y equals to 25. So you can put 25 equals to 5 root x. If you brought this 5 to other side, 25 divided by 5. What is the 25 divided by 5? That is 5. Root x is 5. Therefore, x is equals to 5 squared. That is 25. That is a way of formulating direct proportion formulas and to obtain the answers from direct proportion formulas. Now, let's move up to inverse proportion formulas. How do we generate an inverse proportion formula? Right. Let's go ahead with this question. Y is inversely proportional to x. When x equals to 5, y equals to 15. Write a formula for y in terms of x. Find the value for y when x equals to 20 and find the value for x when y equals to 45. These are the extent where we need to obtain from in this question, right? Then we can say y is equals to k times of dimension inversely proportional to x. Then you can say if it is inverse, you can say 1 over x. If you come up with the inverse, you write 1 over x. Then our equation turn up into y equals to k times of 1 over x. If they mention directly proportional, you can say y equals to k times of x. If it is inverse, you can say 1 over x, right? Then we need to find the value for k. How do you find the value for k? To find that value, they have given this information, right? When x equals to 5, y equals to 15. Then you can replace 15 over here and divide by 5. If you brought this divide by 5 to other side, turn up into 5. Then 15 into 5 is 75. Then you can say y is equals to k is 75. 75 into 1 is 75 over 6x. That's the that is a formula for x in terms of y. Right. Then we use this equation to find the rest of the answers. Find the value for y when x equals to 20. So you can replace x with 20. That is y equals to 75 divided by 20. That is 3.75. In the next part also we use the same formula, y equals to 75 over x. They mention find the value for x when y equals to 45. Then you can replace 45 over here. Then how do you get this answer? If you brought this x to other side, turn up into 45 into x equals to 75. 45 into x is equals to 75. Therefore, x is equals to 75 divided by 45. With that, you obtain the answer x equals to 5 over 3 or 1.67. That's a way of getting the answer for this question, right? The next question is, y is inversely proportional to square of x. When x equals to 5, y equals to 50, write a formula for y in terms of x, find the value for y when x equals to 8, and find the x when y equals to 72. That's a question we need to obtain, right? Okay. Then we can say y is equals to k times of inversely proportional. 1 over inversely proportional to what? Square of x. X squared. Then our equation is y equals to k 1 over x squared. Now our objective is to find the added value k. Right? How do you find the value for k? To find the value for k, they have given this information. When x equals to 5, y equals to 50. Then you can replace y with 50 and x with 5. Then 50 equals to k times of 1 over what is 5 squared? 25. If you brought this division 25 to other side, turn up to multiplication of 25. They'll turn up into 1250, right? Okay. Then we can say the equation y equals to 1250 into 1 over x squared. Other than that, you can write 1250 over x squared as shown over here. Now we use this equation to find the value for y when x equals to 8. Then how do you get y? You have to replace 8 over here. That is 1250 divided by 8 squared. 8 squared is 64. 1250 divided by 64, you can write 625 divided by 32. Then if you come up with the part C, again we use the same equation, y equals to 1250 over x squared. Then we need to find the value for x when y equals to 72. Then you can put 72 equals to 1250 over x squared, right? Then you get the answer x squared is, if you brought this x squared to the other side, 72 x squared is 1250. Therefore, x squared is equals to 1250 over 72. Then we can get the x by the square root of 1272. If you simplify, you will obtain the answer as 25 over 6. Okay, children, that is the way of generating the proportional formula, direction proportion formulas and inverse proportion formulas, and to obtain the answers using those formulas.